Okay.
This big box there.
Okay.
We talked about it, and her home wasn't down here.
Yeah.
Her home was up there in Oregon.
Yeah.
They hated it here.
Well, she liked the time with you, but yeah.
Yeah, she did, but I mean, she never had nothing good to say about Florida.
She didn't like the taxes.
There's no taxes in Florida. This is we got a little bouquet there.
Oh, how pretty. Hi.
And here's some of the pictures we put out on the table all around it. That's a picture there that she sent to our dad in Tacoma.
Oh, yeah.
And he carried around in his wallet.
Wow.
Some more pictures. This is a good one of her with everybody up there.
Oh, that's what I've got on my Facebook now.
Yeah.
Oh, look how skinny Mike is.
Yeah. Do you know that?
He's even skinnier.
And that's her last
He's even
picture
skinnier?
that was taken of her.
Oh, her 90th birthday.
Yeah.
I've got a picture here. Because I don't have... How do I...
You just had it. Just right there.
Yeah.
You see this, Rich?
Yeah, let me see that.
That's more like what?
Yeah, I've never seen, yeah.
Yeah.
I see that.
I've got that up on my desk on by my computer.
Remember that picture there? You know who that is?
Letty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carol, we want you to meet Tom Byans.
Yes.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I'm...
Nice to meet you.
This is Carol Foster and her son Mike
Okay,
Foster.
Mike and Carol, nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Nice.
And where are you located again?
Oregon City, Oregon.
Oh, okay. And that's near.
Portland?
Okay, sure. I've been to Portland. It's been a number of years ago. I've been to Portland. I've been to Eugene, Springfield
Uh-huh.
area, and it's a beautiful state.
It is.
I remember the first time I visited there. I was just taken back by the beautiful mountains and Mount Hood and Mount Adams and
Yeah.
the beauty, how big the trees were. I remember pulling out of SeaTac Airport with a rental car and this big double trailer semi with big old fir trees on it. It just kind of took my breath away. I thought, wow, now these are real trees out here.
The dogs love them.
Yeah, I bet they do. But it's a real honor to meet you, and I'm so glad that we can have this time together to have this little memorial service for Miss Sherman, and appreciate so much Richard and Hilda inviting me to come to their home here today and just talk a little bit about Miss Sherman and her life, and we've been kind of reminiscing and looking at pictures and sharing stories, and we certainly want you all to be a part of that as well.
Well, thank you very much. It means a lot.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. And she was not with us in hospice very long. In fact, I only had one opportunity, to visit with her and talk with her. And in my visit with her, I feel that in her heart that she was prepared spiritually and she was ready. And we never know. I've been in hospice for about 18 years, and we just never know the timing of all of this, and I was actually surprised, Richard, how quick she began to decline, and when I got the word that she was transitioning to becoming active, I was really shocked and called Richard, and they kept me informed as to what was going on. Of course, our staff was, our nurses and so forth were here to make sure that Miss Sherman was comfortable and had everything that she needed, and she just is like the Lord kind of reached down and just took her by the hand and said, Virginia, it's time to come home, and that's what we feel happened. And I remember praying with her and talking with her, and she shared with me that she was at peace spiritually and ready to go home and be with the Lord. And that's where we believe she is now, even though her ashes are here. We know that she's really not here, it's just
Yeah.
ashes. But she's with the Lord and with family, with her spouse, and with her loved ones. And she had, from what I understand, a great relationship, with her husband. And, served in the Navy during World War II. Right?
Yeah. Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor. So he went through a lot, and now then I was looking at one of these pictures here. Here it is, of them together, and he's in his
Yeah.
Cracker Jack there.
I remember that.
And this is really what I believe how they are in heaven right now, just like this. That's what I believe, just like that. And they're with the Lord, and they're happy, united, reunited, and united now. And they'll never have to be separated again. And,
It's true.
And as believers, that gives us great comfort, doesn't it?
It does.
It's great comfort to know that this is exactly how they are. And
No more pain.
no more pain, no more suffering, no more separation, no more fear or anxiety of having to go off to war or any of that. It says in Revelation, all that will be a thing of the past, and it is a thing of the past. So I just wanted to leave this open. I mean, if you, just as friends, and I appreciate you kind of inviting me in and share stories, and I'd love to hear some stories, and then I have a couple of passages of scripture I want to read, and then we're going to have a committal prayer for Miss Sherman. So that's kind of what we had planned here, and so I'll just kind of leave it open and be quiet and let you all share together here stories and remembrances that you have of Miss Sherman.
Well, I think I told you how fast she was and how she wasn't in any pain or anything. Sorry, there I am.
Oh, okay.
The Monday before she passed away, she fell down. We thought she had fallen on her bed, but she had fallen for some reason. We couldn't get her up, so we called the lady at our nurse at hospice. They said, call 911 to get her up out of bed. When they come down here, they took her to the hospital, which surprised me. I thought they were just going to help us put her back in the bed. But they took her to the hospital, and originally we thought they were just going to go check her out, everything was going to be fine, and they would let me take her back home. They took some of those tests and decided to keep her there. Well, she stayed there for 4 days till Thursday, and we picked her up Thursday. And it just totally blew my mind, really, to this day, is that when we went to the hospital, all the time, Monday through Thursday, she didn't feel any pain at all. That's the first time since she's been down here that she felt no pain. That's the first time she's never, ever asked for pain pills. She was on no pain pills. She was on nothing. Thursday, we went up to get her. She was working with had a whole nurse there. And she was working with the and she was happy. She was outgoing. I haven't seen her this way. It's the first time I've seen her this way. And she says, I'm going home. I'm going home. And, after all this happened, I kind of thought in my mind, well, what she meant, she wasn't coming to this house. She was going to her heavenly home. That's right. And she knew that. Yeah. And something else that was said is that the night before we picked her up, she talked about how this nurse come in and helped her get through the night and talk to her. She was hearing knocks. She was hearing noises. This nurse come in and helped her, kept her and talked to her and got her through the night. And my mother, as you know, Carol, our mother, was very superstitious on people talking to her and coming to see her from the past. And then we started talking. I said, that's probably somebody helping her get ready to come home. And right before we left the hospital, she told Hilda, when I go home, I want you to get these Pampers. Because she said, I want to be ready. I want to be clean. I want to be ready. I don't care how much it costs. You do this for me. So we took her home, and she went to she wouldn't go to sleep. So Thursday night, I don't think she slept. I don't think she slept at all since Monday. Thursday, we got up Friday at 4:00 in the morning, and she was hollering for us to come in there was 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock
There you go.
Friday. And she says, nothing's ready.
Put your face
Nothing's
on.
ready. We said,
you
what do
go.
you mean nothing's ready? And she really couldn't say what she meant by nothing's ready, but she just looked around and says, we're not ready. So finally,
Y'all have to get busy.
yeah, you have to get busy and get ready. And then we went back to bed. We tried to find out what she wanted. We went back to bed.
He just got Carol.
And then,
I was talking to her.
It was
My son's there.
Friday night. Saturday morning we got up, and she was breathing real hard,
I know, I wasn't
The
going to
laborers
share it, but I'm going to
breathing hard,
put you on.
and you could hear the death rattle. And it was just that quick. I mean,
Okay.
the Monday before, in my mind, she was perfect. There was nothing wrong with her. It was nothing wrong with her, in my mind, Thursday night. And she transitioned that fast. And then we called the hospice lady. She come out and she come out. She says, "Your mother's not doing very well." I thought she was going to say, "Oh, she's got to go back to the hospital." She says, "No, she's imminent." And then she was gone 10, 11 hours later. On her death certificate, it's Sunday at 1:08 in the morning, Sunday. But she died Saturday night at some time. Probably around 11:30, what I would say, is when she really passed away. But it was just that quick. I mean,
what I
she
thought.
didn't suffer. She didn't suffer. She was in no pain, nothing. And I still can't get that. I know it's hard. I mean, I can't believe how quick it was.
When did she stop talking?
What do you mean, stop talking?
She could hear. When I talked to her, she couldn't talk,
Hear you.
but just she made the noises. When did that happen?
Oh, you mean when she wasn't talking. She didn't talk at all Saturday morning when we got up. It was just real heavy breathing, and she was breathing hard.
He's just talking to
Friday night is the last time she could talk.
sister. and her
Okay.
son.
They had it Friday night because when we went to bed Friday night, I wasn't expecting Saturday what happened. So she was talking Friday night.
Okay.
Saturday when we got up, she was just like you heard, the heavy laborious breathing,
Uh-huh.
and then the nurse gave me what's it, morphine.
Morphine.
Morphine. Every 2 hours, I gave her morphine to kind of help her breathe.
Liquid.
Liquid morphine
Yeah, dropper. Yeah.
to keep her breathing, or not to keep her breathing, but to make it easier.
Yeah. We're breathing.
And she breathed like that all day long. It was probably about 6 o'clock that Saturday night when that really stopped, and it became more of a just kind of just she didn't need the morphine and the medicine anymore. It was just and that was I got up at 11 o'clock. I got up at 11 o'clock to check her, and I walked in there and she was gone. So we called the nurse. She come out. It took about until about 1:30. She come out, and then they go by when the nurse declared her gone is when her death time is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why it said 108 something like that, 128 something like that. But I mean, that is something. It was that's the strangest thing to me on how fast it was.
But it's
It was
good.
It's good,
It's good for her.
and it was also good for me.
Yeah.
It's good for her because if I had to go through, and I hear so many stories where they go in there and they try to keep people alive. After they're in that point where they're breathing hard and they just keep them alive, right? I mean, you would know more about that than I do. And that's got to be hard on someone they're trying to offer them help and stuff to see them like that.
Right.
So
They mainly, Rich, try to keep them comfortable. They keep them comfortable. They don't try to,
they don't try to keep them alive.
no.
Okay. Well, I mean that was hard for that. I mean, we heard that breathing all day long. It was
I know.
easy.
I know.
But yes,
I'm sorry you had to go through that part.
Well, I know. We all knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know it was going to be this soon.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Hey,
But she didn't suffer. She was not in any
sure
pain,
that y'all could hear.
and it was fast.
Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt.
So how's
We got good nurses taking care of him.
how's the little dog doing that stayed with her a lot?
He's asking about.
He kind of went in there. Well, he went in there when she was still alive, when he was breathing. She's having a hard time breathing, and she went up there and sniffed her. And I guess animals can sense stuff.
Yeah.
She sniffed her, and then she just kind of stayed away. Then he did. Now, Wishbone, the terrier, he went in there for days and laid right by her bed.
Ah, I wondered.
Yeah.
I wondered.
Wishbone did. Wishbone, he'd go in there for days and just lay right at the side of her bed.
Waiting for her.
Yes. Stewie never did go back to my knowledge. After he felt her dying, he never did go back to my knowledge.
Yeah.
He jumped up in the bed and kind of looked her in the face, kind of wanted to lick her, and I don't know, he realized she wasn't, there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just hard to imagine what they must be feeling too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm glad she's at peace. And she's wanted that for a long time.
hey, Carol, it's heartbreaking that every day she got up while she was here, just about every day she was in pain.
Yeah,
She didn't go a day without being in pain.
I know.
And that's what surprised me so much is when she got to the hospital on her final week, she was in no pain. And she wasn't taking any medication. But she was in no pain. And that's what floors me too.
Yeah.
And she was in pain every day she was here.
Yes.
She's been in pain for a lot of years, Rich.
Oh, yeah.
Her legs
Yeah.
were so swollen. Her
Yeah.
feet, her little feet was so swollen she could hardly get, Rich put on a pair of socks that they gave her in the hospital, and he was putting them on. He likes them, and she had torn the top of the socks so she could get them over her feet.
Yeah.
That swelling never went down.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to miss the lectures.
She did make me a promise, though. She said that
We saw that.
when she's gone, she's going to come visit me.
Oh, was that in your? You said I remember the promise. So that's what the promise was.
Yep. Yep, that's what she told me. She knows I've seen what she's seen, and she said she'd be sure to come see me.
So you've seen people like she has there, huh?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a life after death too, then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I've never seen anybody, so I don't know, but I believe in that too. So just the way she acted at the end is like, hey, there was someone here taking her by the hand and escorting her into heaven.
Yeah.
Didn't Dad visit you when he first passed?
Who?
Dad?
Yeah. No, I've never had anyone visit me. Too ornery, I guess.
No, I thought Mom had said that you'd seen a light or something after Dad had passed.
No, I've never seen anybody.
Hmm.
I felt one thing that it could have been somebody leaving my presence, but it wasn't Dad. It was my son.
Matthew.
I think they could have been his spirit leaving, because I felt like someone was gone, and I felt a rush of air go out, and it never come back again. So his spirit could have been with me until then. I never saw him,
Uh-huh.
but I felt the spirit move out.
Yeah.
But no, have you seen anybody? Anyone?
No. No, I haven't. But I do believe in it. And I think she's got Matthew in her arms up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Maybe it was him helping her. I don't know.
It could have been.
Maybe Mike might be able to tell us one of these days.
Hopefully. She said she would. I believe her.
I believe it too.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Is there someone else that you miss on the speak?
Oh, Carol, my two daughters are joining us on this phone, our house phone.
Oh, hi.
So they're on speaker.
This Carol, the older daughter is Angie.
Hi, Angie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
The
meet
other
you.
one, of course, is Allie
Hey,
Sleep.
how are you?
Hi, Allie. Hanging in there.
Another alley.
Allie.
Thanks for both of you, sir, for calling in and being a part of this. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for including us.
I am videotaping this, so I'll post this on YouTube, and then I'll give everybody a link here.
Okay. That'd be great. Oh, that's great. I'm glad someone's smart in the electronic field.
Carol, you know when Rich was up there at your mom's apartment or her little townhouse,
Yeah,
that was a hard time, you know, just knowing what she was going to have to do to transition, you know, to make that trip. And, you know, and I just admire her so much for being so brave, as old as she was, to pack up and go all the way across the United States with her son,
yeah,
trusting that everything would be okay, you know. And Rich kind of got in despair there at the last because it was going to be a real difficult thing putting all that together as far as making the plane trip. How are they going to pick her up, you know, and get her to the airport? All of those things came into play. And I want you to know that Allie did all that. She put that together. A limousine came and picked them up. And they treated her like a queen, Rich said, on the plane.
wow.
And so she was real grateful to Allie, and she thanked her really good for doing that for her. That's wonderful.
I thank you, Allie. That's pretty special.
I as well.
Of course, Grandma, she had her pills, so she was flying high anyway. She didn't need that airplane.
Yummy goodies in the mail.
Oh yes, she gave her yummy goodies. Yeah, she really she's such a graceful lady. She always showed her appreciation, you know. So
The turtles that she used to send were like delicious.
I think turtles.
Yeah, we still have them. She ordered a bunch of chocolate turtles when we got down there, and we still have them.
Well, I
I'm
didn't know that
surprised.
much longer.
While I'm talking a little bit, I have to brag on your brother. I cannot believe that man, what he did to take care of her like he did. He really, he counted out her medicine every Sunday morning, and he took such good care of her. Cleaned up. I mean, there was not anything that he wouldn't do. Wow. A good son.
He did a lot of hard work, and I appreciate that so much. And you, Hilda, who would get into the shower and help her take a shower, that was pretty great, too.
It was an honor, and she's such a lady. I mean, she, you know, I just listened a little bit. She didn't talk a whole lot. She really, you know, private in so many ways. But she would tell me little stories about how she took care of her mother-in-law when she was old.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you remember or not, but her name is Philomena.
Yes.
Do you remember Philomena? And she would tell me little stories how Philomena did not like the cat. And she would kind of kick at the cat. And she said one night, or late afternoon, she said Philomena had disappeared. Said she went out the back door, fell into the snow face first.
Yeah, I remember.
And said that cat came and got her and saved her life. Said, you know, she didn't know how long she would have lived face down in the snow.
Yeah.
But so I think that she did a lot of caregiving, you know, in her lifetime.
She did, because she worked in a nursing home as a housekeeper and a cook and different things. So she was helping the elderly, too.
Yeah, that's right. As a matter of fact, her friend Terry, she still calls. And she was one of the ones in that nursing home that your mom cooked.
Yeah. Yeah. They were good friends.
Yeah. She said she used to bake her mom lemon pies.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, she did it all. I mean, you know, and Rich says, you know, she was always just, I think she enjoyed a lot of her life. You know, she said she had a Thunderbird.
Yes.
She drove a Thunderbird, and so that's. She was a fine. She did it her way.
Yeah, she had a 65 Mustang.
Yeah. Talk about the Mustang.
She had a red Cadillac that got hit by a fire truck.
Oh, yeah.
She was at a stop sign and the fire truck came barreling by and smacked her. Yeah.
She had a Mark IV.
Yeah. Yeah, she was.
She liked nice things,
Oh yeah.
but then she talked about being a fry cook,
Yeah.
and so I mean, she found her place no matter what. She found it,
Yeah,
And,
she did a lot of. That was mainly what she did in the younger years, as a fry cook.
she would ask me for a fried egg. And I thought to myself, I don't know if I can do it right. This is my mother-in-law here. I've got to, I felt a little pressure. But, and it was supposed to be over easy.
Yeah.
Well, I never had done one, but she said it was delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, so I walked around real proud that I had done that, which she liked.
Yeah, she was a darn good cook, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We had a lot of Christmases and Thanksgivings, That's why I'm glad she got to spend time with you, Rich, because there was a lot of years that, weren't able to be together, so.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Long, almost forever.
Yeah. Took a long time to find each other again, so that's.
Yeah.
She got to make up for it. didn't
Yeah.
she?
Yeah. Well, she loved her
I think that
son.
was really her mission. Her mission was to spend that time with her son.
Yeah, she loved him, something fierce. So,
She loved you something fierce.
yeah.
And she always was talking about you. And, the first thing when I rode with her in the ambulance, and she said, call Carol. I said, well, we have to wait a little bit, find out, let's just wait. Rich will call her. Well, you be sure and call her. She needs to know.
Well, that was the third time she's been to the hospital, and every time she went to the hospital, there was nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I take you back. The second time she went to the hospital, they did find kidney failure, or kidney wasn't working properly. And that was the first time that we thought there was something wrong. Was the second time she went to the hospital, but yeah, but that was it. So everything just went real fast.
Yeah. I was surprised about the kidney failure, but because I didn't know about that. But she didn't want me to know, I guess.
Well, she didn't know. I don't think. I mean, that's something that you really probably don't know unless you take a test and find out.
Oh, I thought maybe one of the doctors had caught it and on her visit.
They did. The doctors caught it, and the second time we went to the hospital, they said that there was her kidneys were starting to shut down.
Yeah.
So at least that was about a year later. It stopped. It was a combination. It was her heart, her kidneys, and it was a combination of those two. It was mostly her heart. But I guess that was because when your other body functions start to shut down, it affects your heart.
Yeah.
So,
it causes more stress.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just basically old age. Just everything just gave up.
Yeah. She just wanted to go home.
She did.
Get out of this craziness and just go home.
Yes. She did. I mean, like I said, I look at her sometimes and I think, I can understand where you're coming from. Every day, if all you got to look forward to is pain, why do you want to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Well, she's with Aunt Tish and Uncle Neil and all them up there, so
Yep.
they're having a big old party.
Right. Yeah.
She loved watching those old black and white movies.
Yeah.
She finally got that station. She knew which one it was. I think it was Turner.
Yeah,
But
Turner
anyway,
Classics.
yeah, Turner Classics, and so she would just, watch those kind of movies. and a few things other than, but mostly that.
She loved Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave her that little Frank Sinatra guy that sang a little bit.
Yeah, she had this little figurine of Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
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 She brought this box. I'm not sure where the box came from. It's a wooden box. And so she, for some reason, brought it all the way out here. And so I kind of restored it for her. And Rich has got it in his little office room. And it's got all the little trinkets and things, that little pictures that she had in it. But I don't know where exactly the box came from.
I don't either. No.
It was beat up. I mean, one of the legs was off of it, but somehow it meant something.
I don't know. I don't remember it. Yeah.
Well, would you like to?
Okay. Do you want
We
to?
don't want to cut anybody off here. I've got more to share.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Let me pull this a little closer here. There we go. Thank you. Let's move the pictures here.
It's right now.
Yeah. Girls can hear. Yeah. Here's a passage I want to share. It's taken from the book of Romans, the 8th chapter, and just in everything that I've heard about Miss Sherman and her life, and even in her death. In hospice we talk about a perfect death, and it sounds like that's what your mom had, and it was peaceful, and the Lord just reached down and took her by the hand and said, it's time to go home. Yeah. And in Romans the 8th chapter, Paul says,